Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am so excited for this video because we're going to be playing with the new Blend Bunny Sickly Sweet palette. This just arrived at my doorstep a few minutes ago. I threw on some base makeup, I kicked everyone out of my house, and we are going to be doing a first impression with this, playing with its swatches, and just getting to know this palette a little bit. I'm so excited because Blend Bunny did come out with a Halloween cotton candy pastel palette. It is definitely a little bit more of a chaotic color story. The shades are everywhere. It's not in a gradient. Blend Bunny decided to completely switch it up. I will go ahead and leave a picture on screen right now from Faces by Gina. She did an edit of what this palette would look like if all the shades were in order and in a gradient like the previous Blend Bunny palettes, just in case you wanted to see that, if it helps you decide whether this is a palette that you want or not. But I am super excited to dig on into this. It is launching on September 29th, and I do have an affiliate code with Blend Bunny. My code is AMYLOVES, and it saves you 10% off, and I also make a commission from it, so I always appreciate y'all's support. Let's go ahead and start swatching. So the very first shade in the palette is Crybaby. It's a really soft, light purple matte. Got the shade Gloom and Doom, which is a little bit more of a dark browny gray matte. We've got Lollipops, which is more of a lilac pastel purple. Ooh, so smooth. Next we have the shade Cupcake, which is a really soft yellow pastel shimmer. It almost has like a little bit of a white flip to it. And then we've got Fake It, which is a like pistachio pastel matte. We've got I'm Fine, which is a sky blue pastel matte. Okay, next we have the shade Cry If I Want To, which is a navy blue deep matte. We've got Cotton Candy, which is a like true pink metallic. It definitely has some sparkles in it and a little bit of a golden reflect. And then we've got Buttercream, which is another kind of pistachio green pastel, but that one is definitely a little bit lighter. Of course, right now is when my cats decide to make all the noise. Ooh, that's so pretty. Next, we have the shade Pout, which is a like cornflower blue. We've got Brooding, which is a really deep green matte. And then we have Rosy Cheeks, which is a hot pink. Next we have the shade Frills and Thrills, which is like a mid-tone purple matte. We've got Just an Act, which is like more of like a bright kind of teal pastel. I mean, it's super bright. We've got Melancholy, which is a true brown. All right, so there is the first half of the palette swatched out. It's definitely very cute. I am curious to see how it goes because I feel like sometimes with pastels mixing with deeper shades, they can tend to not blend as well. Next we have Sugar High, which is kind of like a chartreusey, really light pastel. We've got Just Peachy, which to me is more of just like a soft pink. It really doesn't have a peachy undertone. We've got Big Feelings, which is a really pretty purple base with a blue shift running through it. Next we have Center of Attention, which is another chartreusey shade, but this one is a little bit more like neon, a little bit brighter, super cute yellowy green mix. We've got Feeling Blue, which is more of like a powder blue matte. I feel like this one, I'm Fine, was a little bit brighter. We've got Party Dress, which is kind of like a muted orange. This next shade is named Glow Sticks, which I think is so cute, and it's like a soft kind of like tealy minty pastel shade. We've got Dopamine, which is a really soft lavender. We've got Temper, which to me is like a very true peach matte. Ooh, that's so pretty. Next we have Sprinkles, which is like a metallic teal and it looks so vibrant. We've got Bellyache, which is like a really soft kind of like tangerine beigey shade. And we have Crying Sparkles, which is what I do. It's like this really pretty kind of like silvery toned blue. I love that. I feel like I might have to do a look with Crying Sparkles today because it looks so cute. Like, look at that. We stan silver, at least on this channel. Last but not least, we've got Morose, which I would say is an indigo matte. We've got Ruffles, which is a like peachy metallic, super cute. And then we've got Spooky, which is a deep purple matte. All right, so there is the entire second half of the palette swatched out. Again, I feel like it looks so nice. Everything's swatched beautifully. The shimmers look really, really pretty. So let's go ahead and jump on into an eye look. All right, so I already primed my eyes with the P. Louise base in the shade Rumor 0.5. I think that I'm gonna start off with this like deeper navy blue right here called Cry If I Want To. Should we like do like all the crying names for a look? Would that be funny? So I'm grabbing that on a bit of a smaller blending brush and I'm gonna start that out on my outer V, but I'm gonna kind of like add a little bit of depth to my lash line as well. Just kind of going right here. I just kind of wanted to go in with the darker shade first just to give this look the best chance of being really multi-dimensional and not having any issues. Not that I think that I'm gonna have issues because Blend Bunny has a great formula and they tend to kill everything that they do. But pastels in general, I feel like if you put them all over your eye and then you add a deeper shade on top, it won't look as deep and it'll kind of get gray because it's mixing in with the whiteness of the pastel. So I feel like if we add the deeper shade first and kind of add as much depth as we want, then we can add all the pastels afterwards and still get a really good gradient going. Kind of just like winged it out a little bit, sisters, not twins. I think next I'm gonna go into the shade Crybaby. I'm just gonna put that in my crease right here. And I'm gonna start blending out the previous shade a little bit, but I'm gonna leave space because I definitely wanna go in with more tones. Yeah, I feel like it's definitely applying very pigmented. I'm actually gonna go in with a clean brush and just go over the edge a little bit just with something a bit more fluffy. Just to make sure that it's nice and soft the way I want to because I was using a pretty small blending brush. And then let's do the shade Pout next. And I'm gonna use that on my big fluffy blending brush and just kind of put that on the inner corner. Start blending it out. It definitely has a little bit more blue to it, less purple than the previous shade. Again, even going in with a big fluffy blending brush, I feel like it's showing up very pigmented. For good measure, let's go into a little bit of I'm Fine. I'm gonna put that right over top right here. I think now I am gonna go back into the deepest shade and just blend a little bit that shade Cry If I Want To. Just going out back in with that small blending brush and then going back in with my fluffy brush over top. I'm gonna go into a little bit more of Cry If I Want To and just connect that to the lower lash line. I feel like Blend Bunny cannot stop me, even if they're making their eyeshadow palettes more chaotic. I'm like, let me just do a little monochromatic moment, thank you. Just put that about halfway, definitely left some space. Let's go into the shade Feeling Blue. I'm gonna pop that onto what's left open. I think I'm also gonna pop that onto the inner corner just to give that a little bit more of a moment. And I honestly love the way a pastel shadow looks on the inner corner. I feel like if you don't have a lot of pastels in your collection, this palette could be really good for that, to just have like a pop. I think I actually want to go into a little bit more of I'm Fine and just pop that on the middle of the lower lash line just because I really like the brightness that that shade has. I feel like I'm Fine is definitely a little bit more intense than Feeling Blue. Now let's finish off with Crying Sparkles. Just basically getting majority of the product down right on that open spot that I left. And then whatever's left over on my finger, I'll kind of tap into the outer V. I'll tap towards the inner corner. just kind of getting that like blended, diffused look. But I just love using my finger because I feel like it makes your shadows look so intense. At this point, I'm trying to be a press-on nail girly and have like my cute, like slightly longer nails. But I'm still gonna find a way to get my fingers all over my eyelid. Looking on my face, and I did end up getting a little bit of sparkle fallout, specifically on this side more than the other side. So like I might need to like tap off my finger like this next time. There's definitely some sparkles happening in these shimmers, but I'm gonna go into the KVD Beauty Full Sleeve Mascara. Just do a coat on my upper and lower lashes. If you guys are curious what else is on my face, I did have like a full Blend Bunny moment. I went in with the Forget Me Not palette. I used these two shades to contour my face, and then I also used both of these to brighten and highlight. And then I also went into the Bare Cheeks blush palette, and I used the shade Baby Girl, this really beautiful soft pink, for my blush today. So now to finish off this look, let's go into one of the new Sugar High lip oils from Blend Bunny. This is a tinted lip oil. So they only had the blue one available, the black one. There was a delay, so they weren't able to send it with PR, but I figured we could still go ahead and try this out. So this is the shade Sugar Spun. It's a really cute kind of like bluey teal shade. I don't know how this is gonna look. I really, really don't, but let's try it. Okay. It's giving corpse. Okay. I don't like the way that looks on its own, but maybe layered over something else. Okay, I grabbed this Blend Bunny Lippy in the shade Doll Face, which is a little bit more of like this like mauve-y neutral. We're gonna layer because I don't want to just write it off right away. Okay, now going back in with a little bit more of Sugar Spun. Yeah, and I feel like it's just making it look a little bit more purpley. Could look cute over like a blue or like a green liquid lipstick. I just don't know that I like it on its own because it is so sheer. All right, y'all, so this is the finished look with the Sickly Sweet palette, and I do love how it turned out. I feel like it was kind of fun to use all of the crying named shades, and I love the look together. I love the tones. I feel like everything is blue, but you're getting like a little bit of like some purple undertones, some green undertones, and I think it looks really, really pretty. I did decide that I am going to post a reel of this on Instagram, and I'm gonna go through and swatch all of these shades in their color families. So if you're a little bit overwhelmed by this layout, definitely check out my Instagram to see those swatches. I know for me personally, I love the way that their previous palettes were organized. I feel like it just like spoke to my heart. Now it is a little different, but I'm not gonna be too bitter about it. I mean, it is the Sickly Sweet palette. It is beautiful nonetheless, and I'm excited to see so many pastels from Blend Bunny. I feel like everything blended well. This metallic formula looks stunning, so I will try and have a multiple looks video up on this before it launches so I can give you guys some more thoughts, but I'd love to hear what you're thinking about this palette. Do you love the chaotic layout? Do you miss the old layout? Leave all of your opinions down below. I'd love to have a conversation with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.